Well, really just half a class in the first, signing day. We've got immediate mid-year help at some positions, and we also felt like we've really got some good young guys that are going to come and be contributors for a long time. Our philosophy, or what we kind of went with this year, is concentrate locally all through spring, develop relationships all through summer, and really start there and see how it builds out from there. It's not just the importance of the talent in this state. It's what the local kids do, and their personal values that they bring with them because of how they were raised, and they play for a bigger purpose because of growing up here or having connections here. And what that does is really makes a nice surrounding. There's a comfort level for new guys that come. The transition to Hawaii is very unique, I think, and the aloha our local kids grow up with and continue in that locker room really helps the transition for our mainland kids. And I think that's part of their responsibility. We got major contributors in local signees. MICAH on the offensive line of scrimmage can play multiple positions on the offensive line when he gets here. You got Ezra, who plays with unbelievable effort and motor. See where his body takes him, but I'm sure he'll make some contributions in the core somewhere of our defense. But I think he's got some pass rush and motor that really can, cause problems for people, even if it's situationally until he figures out. I think his growth potential is there too. Love the slots, Tama and Kilohana. There's guys that were at camp. We saw can move. We saw care about football. There's a lot of similarities between their ability, and I think seeing them click on the visit was pretty cool too, because in the offensive stuff we do, the receiver relationship is incredibly important, and the unselfishness, the hard work. I saw Lincoln Victor being their host, and I'm like, okay, you two, that's the guy you got to follow and do what he does, and you'll have a great career. Out of all the kids, especially the kids who weren't from here, Day's the one where Hawaii, the place, really touched him. And I think, you try to sell him on the football, and you got to live here, but his eyes lit up after a few days here, and I think that happens to people, and there's just certain people that connect with our culture. But Day, I think, will be, obviously he'll be a guy that people will like to watch running the football, but I also think Day will make big impressions on Hawaii, and the community will be happy he's here. The thing about Calvin is the kind of person he is. I mean, he's a good guy, and I feel better when we can bring good people into the program and into the state. It's not all about athletic ability and what you see on film. I think his personal qualities really kind of stood out, but he was highly productive as a quarterback in an option offense. Shows to have physical ability. His initial, he could play multiple positions. He's got 1 year left to play, but he also has a red shirt, so there's things that can be played with there. We'll start him at receiver and see how he takes to that. Well, we've had good players from Blinn before. Ryan Mouton's one of them, one of our all-time best, and DAVEON has been a great addition, was a major contributor up front. He was the best recruiter for us with KEMON, because I think KEMON and him have a good relationship. There's trust, and DAVEON can tell him how he was treated here and how his transition was. The brothers like to play with each other on the same team. The main thing is I want to make sure we keep a foot in Samoa and a presence in Samoa. Those players have been very good in developing for us, and have a lot of qualities like hard work. They take school seriously. They are appreciative of everything they get at this university. So, and that's been fairly consistent through the last 4 or 5 years that we've been here. really happy we got Sterling at the mid-year, especially to learn the system. Good tackler. I mean, like his film, his suddenness, his football, his care for the game of football, his importance level is high. He gives us somebody that can come in and fight to contribute early on. We need to continue to work on developing the back end, and because I could see some position movement going on with some guys on our current team. Well, Gobi does a great job developing relationships with these guys, especially all the specialists and all the guys he recruits. You know, with Mescal leaving, you know, we needed a guy we felt could step right in and, you know, make the big kicks. You know, he is a highly rated kicker. He's playing in an all-star game that's pretty competitive. So, and he knows his, you know, it's not going to be like, oh, freshman year, I'm a redshirt. You know, he's got to come in and get it done for us. So, longer athlete than probably Mescal, but you know, I think he's mature enough and ready to step into that role. Recruiting includes so many people that probably the general public doesn't think about. I mean, the contributions of professors coming down for official visits, our academics, our training room, our equipment room, Jason and Josh really putting together the itineraries and official visits, and the work of all the coaches, GAs, and you know, it can be a stressful time for families, and we just appreciate the guys that signed, really wanted to be here. There's trust with the families and the players that it will be what they saw on their visit and how they were treated, and I think that genuineness is really what sold a lot of our guys. The team culture this year was at a high level, and I think that added to the confidence in coming here, wanting to be part of a brotherhood. There's personal qualities in all these guys that there's not a lot of selfishness. There's not a lot of me. You know, there's not a fear of hard work, and I just think the whole process with every one of these guys was straightforward, genuine, honest. Here's who we are. Here's what we are. Here's the situation. If you like it, you know, we'd love to have you. If not, then you know what, we wish you the best. But this is not a place where we can convince somebody to come. This is a place where Hawaii will grab you because of the culture and you know, maybe some of it's the beauty of it, but for the most part, it's the feeling that these guys got. You know, it matched up with a lot of their personal qualities, and you know, I commend their families for raising good young men, because out of this group, I see wonderful people coming to Hawaii and you know, being a part of the community.